Hello again, everybody, in the press box above Herman Brothers Field, coming to you from Palmer, Alaska, in the beautiful Matsunuka Valley. It's time for game number 21 of the 43rd season of Matsu Miners Baseball. Brandon Monty here with you, joined as always by Nick Velan. Happy as always to be bringing you Matsu Miners Baseball here on YouTube Live, the broadcast home of Miners action all season long. You can catch all 44 regular season games, home and away, here on YouTube Live. We'll have a pregame show 30 minutes prior to first pitch every game. Let's not waste any more time with first pitch coming up in just a few moments and look at our starting lineups. First, for the visiting Anchorage Bucs, managed by Grant Palmer. Leading things off in center field is Isaac Barrera. Batting second is the left fielder Chad Castillo. Hitting third, designated hitter Blake Paw. In the cleanup spot, first baseman Ryan Sullivan. Batting fifth, the right fielder Justin Vanderbeek. Hitting sixth and playing second is Cole Tate. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Caden Hobson. Hitting eighth is the third baseman Justin Cook, and rounding out the order is Taishi Nakawaki. He is at short. On the mound tonight for Tyler LeBrun's Miners is right-hander Brandon Birdsell. Birdsell, a native of Willis, Texas, by way of Texas A&M University, a 6'1", 230-pound righty. Birdsell 1-0 on the year, ERA 4.36 and 10 1/3 innings of work. It'll be his fifth appearance in this 2019 season and his third start. Opponents hitting .250 against him, 10 hits allowed, 5 runs, all of which have been earned, 15 punchouts, 9 walks. In his last appearance, he picked up his first victory of the year in 5 innings pitched against the Oilers, giving up 2 runs and punching out 6. Birdsell goes into his motion, and the first pitch of the game is a strike, and we are underway. First pitch, 7:02. Game time temperature, another hot one tonight, folks, 85 degrees at first pitch, as the 0-1 is sliced foul to the left side over towards the Bucs bullpen out in the left field corner, and Birdsell quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. And Nick, that's something you mentioned in the pregame show. Getting ahead early in the count will be a big key for Birdsell tonight as he goes into his windup. 0-2 on the way is just below the knees there. A good pitch. Tough to lay off with 2 strikes, but Barrera did, so 1-2 is the count. Birdsell comes set. He's ready at the belt, working from the left side of the rubber. Kicks and deals. The 1-2 on the way just misses inside again. 2 very close pitches just out of the strike zone, and we're even now, 2-2. Barrera, the speedy leadoff hitter, hitting .377, steps back in as the 2-2 pitch is fouled off the catcher, so we'll do it again, 2-2. Birdsell has had much better control over his last 2 appearances, just 3 walks over his last 2 outings after allowing 6 in his first 2 appearances of the season. This is the second time this year that Brandon Birdsell will toe the slab against the Anchorage Bucs, as another 2-2 pitch is on its way, and it misses low, so the count runs full here, 3-2 to start the ball game. Birdsell's last time out against the Bucs, he went 3 innings, giving up 3 hits and 3 runs, 5 walks, and 5 strikeouts. The 3-2 on the way misses for ball 4, so after starting the count off 0-2, Birdsell loses Barrera on the base on balls, the 12th walk of the season for the leadoff hitter, and he is a threat to steal a bag, 6 for 7. As we look at the defensive alignment for the Miners, Cody Huff's behind the plate, Drew Williamson's at first, Kobe Boulware's at second, Caden Hogan's at short, and Tanner Carlson's at third. Then in the outfield, Colin Montez is in left, Eric Webb's in center, and Justin Kirby's in right. The number 2 hitting left-handed hitter Chad Castillo steps in. Birdsell now working from the stretch. First pitch is grounded over to short. Hogan drifts to his right, collects it, throws to second for 1, and that will be the only one they get as Castillo is able to leg it out. Chalk that one up as a fielder's choice. Good work at shortstop there by Caden Hogan, who's proven to be a valuable defensive option for the Miners so far this year at short. It was his birthday yesterday, too. Came into the ball game and delivered a pinch hit, and Tyler LeBrun rewarding him with a start today. The number 3 hitting Blake Paw steps in, the right-handed hitting designated hitter, a Scottsdale, Arizona native, the ABL's current leader with 5 home runs. Righty-on-righty matchup here as Birdsell from the stretch deals and misses just outside with the fastball, 1-0. Birdsell's got a pretty good heater that tops out at about 93 miles per hour, and it's got some good sinking action to it as well. He's usually more effective from the windup and has struggled at times with his command this year from the stretch. He works from the right side of the rubber now as the 1-0 pitch again missing just off the outside part of the plate. And Birdsell, not sure he agreed with that one, gave a little shrug as he's down in the count now 2-0.
Yeah, so far the strike zone is very small for this pitcher. And we'll see how that continues on this ball game.
We'll see how consistent the strike zone is for both teams as Birdsell deals 2-0, and it's waved at and missed by Paw. Big hack there by the 6'3" outfielder as he'll step back into the box, still ahead in the count 2-1. Chad Castillo is on first base. He's a perfect 5 for 5 on the season in stolen bases. Blake Paw enters this game a 206 hitter. Birdsell working from the stretch is set at the belt. The 2-1 on the way is a heater that misses outside, so hitters count now to Paw 3-1. Paw 13 RBIs on the season, 2 doubles. He had homered in his last 2 games prior to last night. Has also struck out in his last 7 games. He's an all-or-nothing hitter at the dish as the 3-1 pitch is waved at and missed, but it bounces off the glove of Cody Huff and goes to the backstop, so Castillo advancing to second base. So the Bucs now have a runner in scoring position with 1 down. Full count pitch coming up to Paw, 3-2. Paw 2 RBIs over his last 3 games. He had 2 in his previous 10. He's also tied for the ABL lead in hit by pitches. He's been plunked 5 times. Birdsell comes set, takes a deep breath, checks the runner now. The 3-2 pitch is hit in the air out to right field. Kirby is retreating, and he's going to make the catch, backpedaling towards the wall. Castillo is able to tag up and advance 90 feet over to third. So runner at third now, 2 outs after Kirby was able to track down a well-hit fly ball by Paw. As coming up to bat is the cleanup man, the first baseman, Ryan Sullivan. Sullivan, a 6'5", 225-pound right-handed hitter by way of Aurora, Colorado. Just completed his first year at Gonzaga University. Transferred from Iowa Western Community College, where he helped lead them to a 54-7 record. First pitch to Sullivan is waved at and missed. Comes up empty on the fastball there. 0-1 now the count. Sullivan's been hot of late. 10 RBIs in his last 4 games. He had 5 in his first 14 games of the season. He has hit safely in 9 of his last 11 contests. Digs into the right-handed batter's box. Birdsell comes set. The 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike 2. Beautiful late movement on that one from the right-hander. He's got a good late bite to that slider, and he puts it on display there. 0-2 the count. Runner on third. 2 outs. Still a scoreless ball game here in the top half of inning number 1. Birdsell comes set. Checks Castillo at third. The 0-2 pitch is waved at and missed. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. He sets down Sullivan on 3 pitches for out number 3, and the side is retired. The Bucs leave one stranded. Miners coming to bat in the bottom of the first. We still got a scoreless ball game. Back with you here in the bottom of the first as we'll give you Tyler LeBrun's starting lineup for the Mat-Su Miners. Leading things off for the 15th straight game playing center field is Eric Webb. Hitting in the 2 spot, second baseman Kobe Boulware. Batting third is the right fielder Justin Kirby. Hitting in the cleanup spot is Aaron Walters. He'll be doing the DHing this evening. Batting fifth is the catcher Cody Huff. Hitting 6th is first baseman Drew Williamson. Batting 7th and playing the hot corner third base is Tanner Carlson. In the 8th spot is shortstop Caden Hogan. And rounding out the order is Colin Montez. He is in left. It'll be a left-handed pitcher on the hill tonight for Grant Palmer's Anchorage Bucs, as southpaw Liam Henry will toe the slab, a 6'2", 180-pound lefty from Kansas City, Missouri. He is an even 1-1 on the year, 2.40 ERA and 15 innings of work. He is tied for second on the team in earned run average. It's his 4th appearance on the year, and it's his 4th start. Opponents hitting 170 against him, 9 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 16 strikeouts, 6 walks. Eric Webb steps into the box as the first pitch to the leadoff man misses low for a ball, 1-0. Eric Webb, 10-game hit streak was snapped last night. He went 0 for 4 with 2 punch-outs. Struggling a bit against the Bucs this year, just 5 of 22, but still putting together a heck of a season thus far nonetheless, as the 1-0 pitch catches the outside corner for a called strike with the fastball. Henry working from the left side of the rubber and working with a good rhythm here as the 1-1 pitch is popped foul to the right side, and that one's going to get out of play into the seats. So Webb down in the count now, 1-2. The Central Missouri Mule just finished his junior year there, a .350 hitter on this ABL season. 1-2 pitch on the way to Webb, a fastball that misses high and away, so the count even now, 2-2. Webb hit .366 in his first 3 seasons at Central Missouri. 38 round trippers, as well as the 2-2 pitch to him is a fastball. Webb thought about it but laid off on a pitch above the letters, so we're full now, 3-2. Already 3 full counts between these pitchers. We've seen some pretty long at-bats here in the opening frame as the St. Peters, Missouri native Eric Webb digs back into the box. Henry's 3-2 is on its way, and it misses upstairs for ball 4. So good plate discipline there by Webb to work the count back to full and then draw the leadoff walk for Eric Webb. That'll be his 8th free pass of the year. And coming up to bat, one of the newest members of the Mat-Su Miners, Kobe Boulware.
In the Miners' last game, if you remember, the starting pitcher for the Bucs had a lot of control issues, and they were able to capitalize it in the first inning. We'll see what they can do here with a walk to start things off.
Evan Taylor walked 5 Mat-Su Miners in last night's start. Liam Henry looking for a better outing this time, as he's now from the stretch, and the first pitch is lined back up the middle. Barrera charging in and makes a shoestring catch as he raced in to track that one down and snag it for a loud out, number 1. You're not going to be too displeased with that at bat if you're Kobe Boulware. Put good one on it, but unfortunately Isaac Barrera was able to track it down for out number 1. Runner on first here, 1 out, still a scoreless ball game as Justin Kirby steps back in. He left the yard for the 4th time last night, looking to follow suit again tonight. Kirby 2nd in the ABL in homers. He was 5th in the Mid-American Conference at Kent State this past year in round trippers. Henry still working from the stretch. First pitch to Kirby is a breaking ball that just misses for a ball, 1-0. Kirby, the Alpharetta High School all-time leader in walks, steals, and triples. A native of Alpharetta, Georgia, hitting .266 so far this year for the Mat-Su Miners. Webb gets his lead from first. Henry gives him 2 looks and now throws over to first, and Webb is back in standing. The 5'8" outfielder Webb is 8 for 10 this year on stolen bases. He has been caught in his last 2 attempts, however, and he has not stolen a base since June 18th, as these teams have been keeping a pretty aggressive eye on him when he gets on base, as the 1-0 pitch is a fastball that misses inside and low. So 2-0 now to Justin Kirby. Kirby also 2nd in the Alaska Baseball League in hit by pitches. He's been plunked 4 times. As mentioned, he left the yard last night. It just squeezed inside the left field foul pole, but it was a no-doubter as soon as it left the bat, as the 2-0 pitch is popped up high in the air, and this one will get behind us in the press box, out of play. Reminder, folks, if a foul ball does damage to your car, you can always stop in and visit the fine folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more information. 2-1 count now to Justin Kirby. 1 man on, 1 man out for the Miners. Middle infield in double play def as Henry steps off here to take a quick look at Eric Webb, just keeping him honest over there. The Miners have 3 stolen bases in the last 2 games after having none in the previous 5 contests, so they'll look to be more aggressive on the base pass here going forward. Webb gets a 3-step lead as the 2-1 pitch to Kirby is an off-speeder that he was out in front of there. Good locating by Liam Henry for strike 2. Henry, the number 2 ranked player in the state of Missouri coming out of high school according to Perfect Game. He's got a fastball that touches around 89 to 90 miles an hour and a tight spinning curveball with plenty of late movement on it. He steps back out on the mound, 2-2 pitch, and no, he throws over to first. Webb took off, and he's going to steal second. So Henry threw over to first. Webb jumped the gun, though, as he takes second base for his 9th stolen base of the season. Now the 4th for the Miners in the last 3 contests. Kobe Boulware stole 2 of his own last night, and now Webb has willed himself into scoring position here with 1 out. With Kirby coming back up, he's got 12 RBIs on the season, and looking for more here. Henry still working from the stretch, comes set at the letters. The 2-2 on its way is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and you can see Henry look a little exasperated after that pitch there, wondering where that one missed. And we're seeing it on both sides now as these pitchers feel like they're getting a little squeezed in terms of the strike zone. As Henry leans in and gets his sign from catcher Caden Hobson, he's got what he wants, gives Webb 2 looks at second. 3-2 pitch is on the way, and it misses in the dirt for ball 4. So second free pass allowed on the inning for Liam Henry. Now 8 walks on the season for him as Wally Aaron Walters is coming up to the plate, the cleanoff man tonight for the Miners, the designated hitter. Walters, a .260 hitter, working on a modest 4-game hit streak. 1 for 4 last night with 2 runs scored. Had his season high in hits with 3 of them back against the Bucs on June 24th, and he's reached base in every game against the Anchorage Bucs so far this season. As Walters steps into the box, lefty on lefty matchup here as the first pitch to him is lifted and hit well out in the left center field gap, and this one's going to get over the left fielder's head and 1 bounce off the wall. Webb is being waved around third, and he is going to score standing. It'll be no play, and Aaron Walters knocks in the first run of the game on an RBI double. I don't think Chad Castillo was expecting that ball to be hit too deeply. Didn't get much of a jump on it, and Walters was able to lift it over his head for extra bases. That's 10 RBIs now on the year for Walters, his 3rd double, and he extends his hit streak to 5 games in the process. And a rally in the valley is cooking up here early for the Miners in this bottom half of the first. Men on second and third, still 1 out, and coming up to bat is Cody Huff. Huff digs in, 7 for 18 against the Bucs this year, a .304 hitter. Steps into the right-handed batter's box. Henry from the stretch. First pitch is popped up foul to the right side, and that one will get out of play. 0-1 the count. Anchorage Bucs come into this game first in the Alaska Baseball League, 15-6. The Miners 12-8, 2.5 games out after defeating the Bucs 8-2 last night here at Herman Brothers Field. It was the Bucs' first road loss since June 18th, as Anchorage is 7-2 away from home this year. The 0-1 pitch is a fastball that misses off the outside corner for a ball. 1-1 now the count. Cody Huff, a Stanford committee, second on the Miners in doubles with 3 of them, and he too is also working on a 4-game hit streak entering this game. Kirby and Walters both get their leads. Henry comes set. The 1-1 pitch is hit in the air to the right side, and this one will drift foul into the seats. So 1-2 now the count to the Scottsdale, Arizona native, who is coached in high school this past year by Miners coach Jeff Erlab, as Erlab is the head coach over at Horizon High School, where Cody Huff just graduated. Erlab mentioned how good of a leader Huff was there, held his teammates accountable, and really created a great culture at Horizon High School as the 1-2 pitch misses inside for a ball. 2-2. Huff with an opportunity to add to his RBI total here. He's got 4 on the season. Went 1 for 3 in last night's contest with 2 walks and 2 runs scored. Digs back into the right-handed batter's box. Henry leans in, gets his sign from Hobson. Henry comes set as the left-hander deals, and it's a breaking pitch that misses inside. 2-2. And just like Evan Taylor last night, Liam Henry struggling with his control early on. He's already walked 2 and in danger of giving up a 3rd free pass here as he's run another batter full here. 3-2. Cody Huff steps back in. Runners at second and third, just one man out. Miners already up 1-0. Henry comes set and deals 3-2, and it misses below the knees for ball 4. So the Ducks are on the pond for the Miners here. The bases are loaded with just one man out, so the middle infield will play in double play def, and I imagine the corners will come in here and look for a play at the plate as the red-hot Drew Williamson steps up to bat. And Nick, I don't think pitchers want to see Drew Williamson with the bases loaded right now, especially after last night's contest. 4 for 5, our player of the game.
Yep, he had this almost exact same situation, except there are 2 outs in the bottom of the first last game, and he delivered a nice double to score 2 runs. Big. That's what got things going for the Miners, and now it can continue on here in this situation. Bases loaded, 1 out, as coming off an injury, going 4 for 5. His confidence is very high, and so we'll see what he can do here.
And that's what he mentioned last night. Williamson said far more confident, a good rust buster there after going through a bit of a slump over his last 10 games or so and missing a couple of games due to a rib injury. As he steps in, lefty on lefty matchup, as the first pitch to him is a fastball that misses inside for ball 1. And just like with Taylor last night, Nick, if Williamson's at the dish after these walks, he may want to see a strike here, as now the coaching staff for the Bucs is starting to bark, I think, at the home plate umpire here, wondering where Henry's pitches are missing, as the 1-0 offering from the lefty is swung on and fouled over to the left side, and this one will get out of play. So 1-1 now the count to the Bruton, Alabama native Drew Williamson. Williamson is season high 4 hits and 3 RBIs in last night's contest. He hit 2 doubles and is currently tied for the ABL lead in that category with 6 of them. Looking to take sole possession of it here, as the 1-1 pitch to him is hit well out to center field. Barrera's drifting to his right, makes the catch, and this should be more than deep enough to score the runs, and it will. Justin Kirby trots into home to score, and the Miners have put up 2 here in the bottom of the first. And in the meantime, good base running there by Huff and Walters as they both advance 90 feet. So the Miners, again, with 2 runners in scoring position and 1 out, up 2-0, or 2 outs, excuse me, as Tanner Carlson stepping into the box. Carlson, a season-high 3 hits against the Bucs back on June 16th, comes into this one a 196 hitter with 10 RBIs. He's shown good plate discipline in his last few contests. He's walked 4 times in his last 5 appearances. First pitch to him is a fastball that misses for a ball, 1-0. And I think maybe Bucs pitching coach Jerry McClanahan may have had a talk with Henry about that, just trying to settle him down. As you can see over on the third base side, him and manager Grant Palmer have looked pretty frustrated with the way the balls and strikes have been called here in this inning, as Carlson hits one hard to second, but good play on the short hop there by Cole Tate to corral it and throw over to first for out number 3. But the Matsu Miners strike first in the bottom half of inning number 1. They put up 2 on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. 1 inning is completed here at Herman Brothers Field, and the Valley's finest are out to a 2-0 lead over the Anchorage Bucs. Bucs coming to bat in the top of the second. Justin Vandenbreek's going to lead things off for the Anchorage Bucs here in the top of the second as the Miners have jumped on the Anchorage Bucs early again for the second night in a row. They lead it 2-0 after one. Brandon Birdsell back on the mound. The first pitch to Vandenbreek on its way, and it's hit in the air out to right field, and it'll go foul over near the Miners bullpen out in the right field corner. Miners going with their all-white uniforms tonight, Nick. We haven't seen those in quite some time, with the green and gold lettering and numbering, very similar to that of the Oakland Athletics, as the 0-1 pitch paints the outside corner. Good heater there by Birdsell for a called strike two. Bucs going with the same uniforms they did last night, with the black jerseys, gray pants with yellow lettering and numbering, similar to that of the Pittsburgh Pirates, as the 0-2 pitch on its way just misses off the outside part of the plate with the fastball. Birdsell thought he had him, and you could see the infielders looking around now too. They're like, oh, come on, man. Are you kidding me? You can just see it in their faces out there, folks, as the 1-2 pitch on the way from Birdsell, a breaking pitch that just misses off the outside part of the plate. Birdsell working very efficiently here and just missing off these corners, as Vandenbreek now even in the count, 2-2. His 5-game hit streak was snapped last night, went 0 for 3 with a strikeout, as the 2-2 pitch is waved and a missed. And Vandenbreek heads back to the bench there. 5-pitch strikeout for Birdsell to start the top half of inning number 2. And coming up to bat is the 6th-hitting second baseman, Cole Tate. Tate has been hot, 7 for 14 over his last 3 games. He had 7 hits in his previous 10 games to this 3-game span. He homered in the first game of this ABL season for the Bucs against the Oilers, and has 3 games where he's had 3 or more hits so far this year, as the first pitch to him misses below the knees. Heater couldn't quite catch the low part of the zone, and it's ball 1. Tate, a .292 hitter, had 2 hits in last night's ball game, 11 runs scored, 7 RBIs to his credit on the year, as the 1-0 pitch paints the outside and low part of the plate for a called strike one. Good locating there by Brandon Birdsell, a 39th round draft pick by the Houston Astros back in 2018, as he comes set and deals a breaking pitch in the dirt for a ball. 2-1. Good block there by Cody Huff. This is the last game of June for the Mat-Su Miners. It's hard to believe just how quickly this season is flying by, as the 2-1 on the way to Tate misses upstairs, so hitters count now to the Bishop, Georgia native. 3-1, nobody on, 1 out. Miners up 2-0 here. 2 runs, 1 hit in the bottom of the first for the Valley's finest to take an early lead, as Birdsell deals 3-1 and misses low below the knees for ball 4. So Birdsell allows his second free pass here on the ball game, and coming up to bat is Caden Hobson, the 7th-hitting catcher. Hobson, a Redlands, California native, a recent graduate of Redlands East High School, committed to the University of Arizona, where 3 Mat-Su Miners play. Hobson 7 for 15 with 6 RBIs over his last 4 games played. He too has been hot. All of his hits on the year have been singles. No extra base hits yet for the left-handed hitting catcher. As he digs into the left-handed batter's box, first pitch to him is grounded over to short. Diving stop by Hogan. Gets up, throws across the diamond, and it is in time. What a play by Caden Hogan. Showing off the glove work there. A fantastic diving stop, moving to his right, and great heads-up play to get up and throw from his knees across the diamond for the out. So Hobson is set down, as Tate is able to move up to second. 2 men out now in the inning, and coming up to bat is Justin Cook, the 3rd baseman.
Yeah, great play by Caden Hogan there. From his knees, the amount of strength you have to be able to make that throw is just insane.
Hogan has been a heck of a defender this year for the Miners. Oftentimes, if he's not in the lineup, he's normally inserted late in the games as a defensive substitution, as he's done a pretty phenomenal job this year over at short. Birdsell working from the stretch, gives Tate 2 looks at second. First pitch to Justin Cook, misses in the dirt, bounces in front of Huff. The throw down to third now to try to get Tate is not in time. So Tate just barely able to beat the throw as he slides in safely at third and moves within 90 feet of scoring here, but 2 down. So Birdsell will just be focusing on trying to retire Cook here for the 3rd and final out of the inning. but that won't be easy with the way Cook's been hitting lately. He's tripled 3 times in his last 2 games and has taken the ABL lead in that category as the 1-0 pitch, a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. Now we're even starting to hear some fans getting disgruntled at the way this game is being called behind the plate. Birdsell, 2-0 on the way, is low for ball 3. So Birdsell looked to work his way back here in the count against Cook, who hit .258 and had 12 extra base hits, including 4 home runs this past year for the Richmond Spiders. The 3-0 pitch is at the knees for a called strike 1, but still a hitter's count to the Virginia Beach native Justin Cook, who comes in hitting .231. 3-1 the count. Runner on third. Miners up 2-0. 2 men out. The 3-1 pitch is on its way, and it misses for ball 4. So third free pass allowed on the night for Brandon Birdsell. There are now runners at the corners with 2 men out, and coming up to bat is the 9th inning shortstop, Taishi Nakawaki. Nakawaki, a .169 hitter on the year. He's hit safely in 5 of his last 9 games, as now pitching coach Jeff Erlab will go out to have a word with Brandon Birdsell, who's looked pretty frustrated through the majority of this outing, and now the whole infield will gather in. And if you're a pitching coach, Nick, how do you look to sort of calm down Birdsell here? What advice do you have for him to try to get out of a jam here in the 2nd inning?
Just keep with your stuff. He's still pitched a pretty great game so far. He has 2 strikeouts so far swinging. So keep on throwing those pitches to try to get the hitters to chase. That's what's been working for him. The umpire has been a little inconsistent behind the plate, but if you get the hitters to swing, it has to be a strike. So try to get them to swing, try to get them to get under the ball and ground out here in this situation. That's what I would tell him.
The Anchorage Bucs struggled offensively last night. Just 2 runs scored after putting up 36 runs in the 3 games prior to last evening's contest. There are runners at the corners with 2 down. Coming up to bat is Taishi Nakawaki. The first pitch to him is popped up about a mile high in foul ground behind the plate. Cody Huff is racing over, and he makes the catch just in front of the screen. We actually didn't even have a view of that one, as it was right in front of us here in the press box. But Huff is able to corral it. Good defensive work there by the Scottsdale, Arizona native to get Birdsell out of a jam. The side is retired. Bucs leave 2 stranded in the top of the 2nd. Miners coming to bat in the bottom half of inning number 2, and the Valley's Finest lead it 2-0. Eight, 9-1 coming up for the Valley's Finest here in the bottom half of inning number 2, and they've already jumped out to a 2-run lead, looking for a duplicate of that opening bottom half of the 1st as Caden Hogan steps into the box to lead things off for the Miners. Liam Henry back out on the hill for the Bucs, looking to put up a 0 here and recover from that 2-run first, as the first pitch to Caden Hogan is waved and missed for strike 1. Hogan's only 2 hits of the year have come against the Anchorage Bucs. He had a pinch hit single last night on his birthday. His first hit since June 8th in last night's contest, as he hit a line drive out to left center field, as the 0-1 pitch to him misses away for a ball, 1-1, as the Reno, Nevada native is now even in the count. Hogan's got 1 run scored on the year, 2 RBIs, and is 2 for 2 in stolen bases. The 1-1 pitch to him is yanked foul to the right side, and that one is going to get out of play, and it'll be a souvenir. 1-2 is now the count to Hogan. Hogan, coming from Long Beach State University, one of 3 players on this Miners roster who played for the Dirtbags this past year, along with Tyler Porter and Tanner Carlson, as the 1-2 pitch is waved at and missed for strike 3 ahead of the breaking ball there. Good pitch by Henry as Hogan is set down on 4 pitches for the first out of the inning. And coming up to bat is the 9th hitting left fielder, Colin Montez. Montez got his first extra base hit of the season last night with a 2-run double. His first RBI since June 10th. Also shown a pretty good eye at the plate over his last few contests. 5 walks in his last 5 games. The first pitch to him is fouled right back off the catcher's mask as Caden Hobson shakes his head a little there, tries to shrug it off, so 0-1 now the count. Montez, a left-handed hitter from Washington State, a 121 hitter on the season, 5 runs scored, 3 RBIs, 2 of them, as mentioned, coming in last night's ball game, 9 walks, 8 strikeouts. Tyler LeBrun mentioned before last night's contest, Montez starting to see the ball a little better, and it showed in last night's 8-2 victory as the Miners picked up their 6th consecutive victory at Herman Brothers Field last night as the 0-1, a breaking ball that just misses off the inside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. As Montez steps back in, gets into his stance, Henry is ready. The 1-1 pitch, again missing inside, 2-1. And Nick, I don't know how Liam Henry is wearing long sleeves tonight. It is hot, and it's an all-black uniform, too, for the most part.
I'm sweating jeans right now, and I'm getting made fun of for wearing jeans to this ball game in a golf polo. So I can't imagine what kind of harassment he's going through with long sleeves in this weather.
You just haven't got the memo yet, have you?
I guess
Come
I
on
haven't.
now. The 3-1 pitch to Montez misses in the dirt for ball 4, so he draws another walk, continues to show good discipline at the plate as he draws a 5-pitch free pass here, and we're back to the top of the order with Eric Webb, who's looking to get back on track here after an 0-for-4 night last night. Comes in first in the ABL in RBIs, 5th in batting average, 14 runs scored, and 17 ribbies for the Central Missouri Mule, Eric Webb. Middle infield and double play def here. It'll be a tough turn, though, with Webb's wheels. Montez gets a 2-step lead off first. First pitch to Webb, a breaking pitch that breaks too far inside, and 1-0 now the count. The Bucs playing their 8th game in the last 7 days, so we could see some signs of fatigue here from this Anchorage Bucs squad, especially with all of this heat. But the heat has not turned away the crowd, though. Another pretty good attendance showing here tonight. We'll get those numbers for you later as the 1-0 pitch to Webb. He comes up empty on a fastball. 1-1 now the count. 1 man on, 1 out. Miners up 2-0 here in this bottom half of inning number 2. The Miners are 10-5 this year when they score first and 2-3 when they don't. Henry checks Montez at first, gives him another look. A 3rd one, and now throws over to first, and Montez back in safely without much of a play. Bucs enter today's contest 15-6, leading the ABL. The Miners 12-8, 2.5 games back, and looking to gain another game on them here tonight. The Anchorage Glacier Pilots 11-9, 3.5 out. Oilers 7-14, 8 out, currently sitting in that 4th and final playoff spot as the 1-1 pitch misses upstairs, 2-1. And rounding things out, the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, they are 6-14, 8.5 games out of first, and a half game away from the Oilers for the final playoff spot in the Alaska Baseball League. Henry checks Montez at first. 2-1 pitch is away. Montez goes as the hit and run won't work here as Webb fouls it off to the left side, out of play. 2-2 the count. A reminder, folks, if a foul ball does damage to your car, you can always visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more information. 1 man on, 1 man out, 2-2 the count now. Montez again getting his lead. Henry working from the letters, gives Montez a couple looks. 2-2 offering is fouled straight back towards us here in the press box. So 2-2 now the count still to Eric Webb. Miners coming into this ball game 3-5 on the year against the Anchorage Bucs. With 1 victory, the Bucs can take the season series, and they would hold the tiebreaker in the standings if these two teams were to be tied at the end of the season. It's looking like it's going to be pretty close at the end of this campaign between the two squads as Montez throws over to first and short-armed it a little bit as Sullivan had to pick it on the 1 hop there. So 2-2 still the count. 1 man on, 1 out. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Bucs. 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Miners. They've got 3 walks in this game as well. And now Henry throwing back over to first. 4th time here in this at-bat. He's given Montez a look over there at the bag. The Marysville, Washington native has yet to steal a base on the season, but he is pretty quick and is a threat to swipe a bag as he gets about a 2.5-step lead here. Henry gives him a look. Montez goes 2-2. Pitch is chopped back to the mound. Henry throws over to second, and they say interference. Interference on the catcher, Caden Hobson there, so Eric Webb will be granted first. Colin Montez to second. So the hit and run, it was going to be a close play at the bag anyways at second. It looked like Montez may have even beat it out without a slide. Henry threw over to try to get him on the force. It was a hit and run. Webb poked it back to the mound. But regardless, second and first with 1 down. Kobe Boulware is stepping up to bat. In his last at-bat, he flew out, or lined out to center for that matter. Isaac Barrera made a great catch to rob him of his second base hit, as he comes in now 1 for 7 on the season in his 3rd appearance. First pitch to him on its way, and it's line. This one's not going to be caught as it splits the gap at 3rd and short for a base hit. So Kobe Boulware, 2 line drives now on the night, and his second one finds some green out in the outfield for a single. So bases loaded, 1 out, and the dangerous Justin Kirby coming up to bat for the Miners. Kirby homered in last night's contest. Tonight's game, still no at-bats. He walked his first time around. As the Ducks are on the pond here, and the Miners looking for another rally in the valley here in the bottom half of inning number 2. They've got it set up to perfection here. Bases loaded, 1 out, and perhaps their most dangerous hitter, Justin Kirby, at the plate. The first pitch to him looked like a changeup that catches the outside part of the plate for a called strike 1. Middle infield in double play def here as Nakawaki and Tate playing closer to the bag at second. The corners, Justin Cook and Ryan Sullivan, playing even with their respective bases. Kirby steps back in. 0-1 pitch, a breaking pitch that misses off the outside part of the plate for a ball. 1-1. Again, the Bucs sitting 2.5 games ahead of the Miners entering tonight's ball game. These two teams will meet again on July 2nd here at Herman Brothers Field. Kirby steps back into the right-handed batter's box. 1-1 pitch on the way is lined back up the middle for a base hit. Montez is going to score easily. Webb is coming around third. He will try to score, and he will, standing up. It's a 2-run single for Justin Kirby, and it's another rally in the valley here in the bottom half of inning number 2. And for the second straight inning, the Miners put up a 2 spot. They're up 4-0. And Aaron Walters will look to keep it going here for the Miners. He doubled in a run in his last time aboard and has a chance to get some more RBIs here in this bottom of the second. 4-0 game already in favor of the Miners. They've got 3 hits. Runners at the corners now, 1 man out. Kirby at first, Boulware at third. First pitch to Walters, catches the outside part of the plate for a called strike 1. Walters enters this game a .260 hitter, .333 on-base percentage, .300 slugging. Just finished his sophomore year at Texas A&M and is a native of Kerrville, Texas. Lefty-on-lefty matchup here. Henry looks at first, now back at Walters as the 0-1 pitch just misses off the black off the outside part of the plate. 1-1. Miners enter this game 3rd in the Alaska Baseball League in runs scored. 97 of them on the year, just a hint under 5 a game. Walters steps back in. Henry gives Kirby a look at first. And now Kirby takes off, the throw to first, and now Kirby's caught in a pickle, and now Boulware breaking for home. The throw is in time. So Henry was attempting a pickoff. Kirby took off. Henry threw over to first. Kirby was caught in a pickle, and then Boulware tried to sneak home during the chaos, but was thrown out by second baseman Cole Tate for the second out of the inning. But the Miners do have a man in scoring position as Kirby was able to advance to second base. Still 2 down now. Aaron Walters stepping back in. Count still even now at 1-1. Henry comes set, working deliberately now. Checks Kirby at second. The 1-1 pitch is chopped foul to the right side, just to the right of first base coach Jeff Erlab. So 1-2 is now the count. Again, the Miners 3-5 on the year against the Bucs, but in total runs in the 8 matchups, they lead 28-24. Only 2 of these 8 matchups between the two squads this year have been decided by more than 3 runs, one of them being last night's 8-2 victory. Henry's ready. The 1-2 pitch to Walters misses inside and nearly nicks him on the leg for a ball, so 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on second base. The Miners have already put up 2 here in this bottom half of the second. They're leading it 4-0. Walters digs into the left-handed batter's box. Henry is ready from the stretch. 2-2 pitch on the way is lined over to short, but unfortunately right at Taishi Nakawaki, who makes the catch on the outfield grass for out number 3, and the side is retired, but not before the Matsu Miners get 2 more in the bottom half of inning number 2. They leave 1 stranded, but they lead it 4-0 after 2. Brandon Birdsell will look to put another goose egg on the scoreboard in the top of the 3rd when we come back. Leadoff men coming up here for the Bucs in the top half of the 3rd. Isaac Barrera is digging in as a shift is applied to him, as the first pitch to him is a fastball that misses just off the inside corner for ball 1. As shortstop Caden Hogan playing to his right, Eric Webb playing in the left center field gap far to his right. Colin Montez hugging the line over in left as the 1-0 misses inside again, 2-0. Boulware and Kirby both playing to their rights, as well as the 2-0 pitch to Barrera is in there, catching the outside corner for a called strike 1. The 1-2 punch of Isaac Barrera and Chad Castillo are the 2 league leaders in the ABL in hits, as the 2-1 is a late called strike 2 at the knees. Good heater there from Birdsell. Barrera and Castillo have been one of the best leadoff punches, if not the best in the league. They have 50 combined hits on the year, as the 2-2, a breaking ball that misses low, 3-2. Barrera walked on 7 pitches in his first time aboard. As he digs in, Birdsell ready, 3-2 pitch on the way is waved and a missed. For strike 3, Barrera is set down for the first out of the inning, and coming up to bat is Chad Castillo. Castillo, one of 6 Bucs hitters hitting above 300. He was a freshman All-American as well as a second-team All-Western Athletic Conference member at Cal Baptist this past year. Comes into this one hitting .307 with 13 runs scored and 12 RBIs. The first pitch to him is fouled off to the left side, out of play, and the count now 0-1. Reminder, folks, the foul ball can do some serious damage to your car, you can always stop in and visit the folks of the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts there in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more information as Birdsell drops a nice curveball in on the inside part of the plate for strike two. Good movement on that pitch, topping out in the high 70s. Birdsell working quickly now. The 0-2 on the way to Castillo's grounded back up the middle, and this one's going to scoot through for a base hit. So Castillo reaches base for the second time today, this time on a single. He's now 1 for 2 on the day, and Blake Paw is coming up to bat here. Runner at first, 1 out, and the first hit of the ball game for the Bucs coming on a grounder back up the middle from Chad Castillo. Bucs entering today's game first in the ABL in 6 different offensive categories, including average on-base percentage, slugging percentage, runs per game, triples, and home runs, as the first pitch to Blake Paw misses off the outside part of the plate for ball 1. Castillo standing on first again, 5 for 5 in stolen bases this year. Paw steps in. A first-team all-academic team member in the Pac-12 this past year, as the 1-0 pitch is by him for strike 1, as he was way late on the fastball. 1-1 the count. Paw, 5 homers on the season, 8 walks, 20 strikeouts. He flew out to right his last time aboard, gave it a pretty good ride, as the 1-1 is waved at and missed again, as he tried to hit that one all the way over to the Pioneer Peak Mountain, which today you cannot see out in the left field distance. There's a good amount of haze and cloud coverage in the air for tonight's ball game, as the always beautiful mountain in the left field distance is blocked off today. Not too good of a view this evening. 1-2 count now. Runner at first, 1 out. The pitch from Birdsell on its way, just misses off the outside part of the plate. 2-2. Last game of the month of June here for the Mat-Su Miners. They'll have tomorrow off before coming back here on the 1st of July to face the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks to start the push here in the second half of the season. The 2-2 pitch on the way to Paw is waved and a missed for strike 3, and that's the second out of the inning, and that is strikeout number 4 for Brandon Birdsell here in the top of the third. He's looked pretty strong to this point, and coming up to bat is Ryan Sullivan, the cleanup hitter. Sullivan hitting .324 coming into this game, 15 RBI, 6 doubles, 2 homers, 1 triple. Steps into the right-handed batter's box. First pitch to Sullivan on its way, just misses off the outside part of the plate with the fastball for ball 1. The Miners playing game number 2 of their quick 4-game homestand before they travel to Kenai for 6 contests from July 3rd through the 7th against the Peninsula Oilers, as the 1-0 pitch to Sullivan is waved at and missed. He was tardy to the party on that fastball there. 1-1 is the count. Meanwhile, for the Anchorage Bucs, they are in the midst of a road trip as well. A 7-game road trip, their 4th game of the trip here. 2-1 to start it off. This will be the second of 3 matchups during this 7-game road trip for the Bucs, as the 1-1 pitch is chased and missed by Sullivan on a good fastball on the outside part of the plate. 1-2 now the count. Runner at first, 2 down, 4-0 the score, and the Miners with an early lead here, and just like last night, hoping to not look back here and run away with it early on. Birdsell working from the stretch, leans in and gets his sign from Huff. The 1-2 on its way, just misses. Huff tried to frame it, but just missed off the outside corner. 2-2 now the count. The Miners this year are 10-1 when they score 4 or more runs in a ball game, and 2-7 when they don't. They've already got 4 here in the third, and looking to limit the Bucs' damage here in the top half of the inning. Birdsell deals 2-2, and Sullivan just got a piece of it as he fouls the breaking pitch back to the screen. So we'll do it again. 2-2 count here. Miners looking for their 7th straight win here at Herman Brothers Field. They started the year 1-3 in the first 4 games of the year, but have since recovered and are starting to settle in here in Palmer. Birdsell working from the right side of the rubber. The 2-2 pitch misses upstairs, and Sullivan runs it full 3-2. So Castillo will be moving on the pitch here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs 4-0 the score. Miners in the lead. Bucs up to bat, just picking up their first hit of the evening here in this top half of the third. Birdsell leans in with the glove tucked and the right arm dangling, looking at Cody Huff. Gets his sign. He's got what he likes. Birdsell takes a deep breath. 3-2 pitch. Castillo goes, and Sullivan fouls it off to the right side, out of play. It's Alaska Club night here at Herman Brothers Field. The Miners spend their mornings lifting, running, and staying in shape by visiting the Alaska Club. Visit them in Anchorage, Eagle River, Fairbanks, Juneau, and the Mat-Su Valley. For more info, visit www.thealaskaclub.com. Birdsell still working from the stretch. Castillo going again. 3-2 pitch is once again fouled back, straight back towards us in the press box, so we'll do it again. A good battle brewing here between Birdsell and Sullivan. 10th pitch of the at-bat is coming up here, as Sullivan has fought off some pretty tough pitches to stay alive. Sullivan, 9 hits, has a hit in 9 of his last 11 games. 6 multi-hit games in that span, as another 3-2 pitch is again fouled off, and this one will drift off out of play to the right side towards the Miners bullpen in the right field corner. So plenty of souvenirs being given out in this at-bat here to the many fans that have decided to, I don't know, is brave the heat a term, Nick? Can we say that?
Probably in Alaska it's acceptable.
True. It has been one of the hotter summers in recent memory in Alaska from what we've been told. As the 3-2 pitch again on its way, and it's going to be fouled to the right side, and Kirby will not have a play on this one as it gets out of play. So pitch number 12 coming up here in this at-bat between Brandon Birdsell and Ryan Sullivan, as he just keeps fighting here to stay alive as he tries to extend this Bucs inning here in the top of the third. Meanwhile, Birdsell looking to put up another 0 on the board. Went 3 innings his last time out against the Bucs. Looking to extend that here this evening. Birdsell shakes off 2 signs from Huff. Now he's got what he wants. Comes set. He's ready at the belt. Another 3-2 pitch on the way. Misses for ball 4 in the dirt, and it gets away from Huff. Castillo round second, heading for third. Huff throws down to third. Carlson corrals it. The throw is not in time. Carlson applied the tag, but the third base umpire says that Castillo beat it, and now Tyler LeBrun is going to go and give some words to this third base umpire as Sullivan is able to get to first on the walk, and LeBrun giving the umpire a piece of his mind here. Birdsell and third baseman Tanner Carlson couldn't believe it as LeBrun discussing, and he has said what he wants to, I guess, as he trots away and heads back to the dugout. Normally his discussions with the umpires go pretty quickly, and this one more of the same. So runners at the corners here with 2 men out. 4-0 game in favor of the Miners as Cody Huff goes and gives a sign to the infield as they prepare for Ryan Sullivan to try to take second. Caden Hogan now playing closer to the bag at second base. Birdsell is ready from the right side of the rubber, leans in to get his sign from Huff. And he's got what he likes here. Sullivan gets his lead from first. First pitch on the way, and it misses to Justin Vandenbrake, the 5th hitting right fielder. Vandenbrake's brother plays at Gonzaga University. This past year, the Yakima, Washington native Justin Vandenbrake had a season-high 3 hits at Pierce College back on April the 7th. Vandenbrake just finished his sophomore year at Tacoma Community College as the 1-0 pitch misses away, so 2-0 now the count, as Brandon Birdsell looks to again work his way out of trouble here in this third inning. Justin Vandenbrake 5 for 14 against the Miners this season. 0 for 3 in last night's game, however. 2-0 pitch on the way to him is popped up about a mile high, and this one should stay in play. Drew Williamson drifts over in foul ground, is under it, and makes the catch for out number 3. So for the 3rd straight inning, the Bucs leave men on base. They've left 5 men on now in this ball game as they leave runners at the corners. Birdsell works his way out of trouble again. We're through 2.5 at Herman Brothers Field. Miners lead it 4-0. Cody Huff will come up for the second time in this game. He walked his first time around as the Scottsdale, Arizona native leads things off in the bottom half of inning number 3. The Miners leading the Anchorage Bucs 4-0. Liam Henry is back out on the mound, goes into his motion. First pitch to Huff is lined to left field, and that's a frozen rope that'll drop in front of Chad Castillo for a leadoff single. So a quick first pitch hit there for Cody Huff as he extends his hit streak to 5 games with that one and reaches first with nobody down to lead things off in the bottom half of inning number 3. Drew Williamson is stepping up. He's got an RBI to his credit on the day. He gave a fly ball a pretty good ride out to left center for a sacrifice fly his first time around. 4 RBIs now in the last 2 games for Williamson. He steps in, lefty on lefty matchup. First pitch to him, a breaking ball. Good eye there by Williamson to let it run low and outside. 1-0 is the count. Williamson, the player of the game in last night's contest. 4 hits in 5 at-bats. He had 4 hits in his previous 12 games coming into last night's contest. Henry checks Huff at first. Gives him another look. Now the 1-0 pitch. Another breaking ball that misses inside. 2-0 the count. Cody Huff on the year, 1 for 1 in stolen bases. He stole 15 this past year back at Scottsdale High School. Williamson steps back into the box. He's ready. Henry gives Huff a look. The 2-0 is popped out to left center field. Chad Castillo is running over. He's underneath it and makes the catch for out number 1. So Williamson flies out. He's now 0 for 1 on the evening. And Tanner Carlson is coming up to bat. He grounded out to second base in his first time aboard to end the bottom half of inning number 1 as he looks for his first base hit of the year here. Carlson has done pretty well against the Bucs so far this year. 5 of his 10 RBIs have come against this Anchorage squad. He's 3rd on the Miners with 10 ribbies on the season. Huff gets his lead from first. Carlson digs in. The first pitch on the way. He shows bunt and misses for strike 1. Good idea there, but wasn't quite able to get the bat on it. So 0-1 now the count. Carlson, a 196 hitter coming into this game. 311 on base percentage. 216 slugging. 1 for 2 in stolen bases. 9 walks. 7 strikeouts. As the Elk Grove, California native steps back in, the 0-1 pitch misses low and away for ball 1. 1's across the board here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And a runner at first base here for the Miners. 4-0. They lead the Anchorage Bucs on a hot night here in Palmer. Temperature 83 degrees and not much of a breeze blowing either. The wind is pretty calm at about 4 miles per hour as Henry throws over to first and Sullivan picks it on a 1 bounce there. Second time tonight we've seen Liam Henry be a little bit hesitant throwing over to the bag at first, Nick. Second time it's 1 hopped to first baseman Ryan Sullivan.
Yeah, just might be second guessing himself, might just be a little wondering how far to throw it at first. We'll see.
1-1 pitch to Carlson, misses upstairs for ball 2. Reminds me a little bit of John Lester in the majors. We know John Lester, he never throws over to first at all. He's so psyched out about it, and he's so afraid to do it. And when he does, I don't know if you've ever seen, he throws over the first baseman's head or he just throws it short. He just cannot throw over there as Henry throws over, and there you go. And another 1 bouncer there. That was the shortest throw he's had yet on a pickoff attempt.
Yeah, it's one of those comical things that they throw as hard as they can. They're so accurate across the home plate.
It's a psychological thing.
And then when they try to throw it to first, they can't do it. It's funny sometimes.
2-1 on the way as Henry throws over, and this one gets to the first baseman, and I think some people were having a laugh about that. I think the pitching coach for the Bucs, Jerry McClanahan, was kind of laughing about that when we see him smiling over in the dugout as Henry able to get that one over to the bag this time, but Huff dives back in safely. 2-1 now. Runner at first, 1 out. The pitch to Carlson misses upstairs for ball 3, but it hasn't been too much of a night to laugh about thus far, though, for the Bucs. We saw Grant Palmer was not laughing, however, and down 4-0, it's kind of hard to find some things to smile about as the Bucs look to work their way back in. 3-1 count now to Carlson. Runner at first, 1 out. The pitch to him misses. 4-4. So fourth free pass issued on the night for Liam Henry. No movement in the Bucs bullpen out in the left field corner as Caden Hogan steps back in. Second at-bat of the night for the shortstop from Reno, Nevada and Long Beach State. Struck out in his first time around. Hogan has struggled with the bat thus far this year, coming in hitting just .083. He's now struck out in 10 of his 11 games played this season. Stepping into the right-handed batter's box, runners at first and second, one out. The first pitch coming to Caden Hogan. He shows bunt and gets some wood on it, but fouls it straight back to the screen. So 0-1 now the count. Miners and Bucs have got some pretty lengthy rivalry history. In the last 3 years, the Miners have eliminated the Bucs from the playoffs every single year. Last year, the Miners sweeping the Bucs 2-0 in the top of the World Series. The year before, the Miners beat the Bucs in the top of the World Series in 2017 as the 0-1 pitch is fouled straight back on a line this time. So 0-2 now the count to Hogan. Then in 2016, the Bucs were the 4th seed in the playoffs and lost in the first round to the number 1 seeded Miners. Miners have finished the last 3 years as the number 1 seed in the regular season. They'll have some work to do to get to that point here, but still plenty of season left as they try to inch closer to the Bucs for first place here. The 0-2 on the way to Hogan, misses off the outside part of the plate, try to get him to chase, but the fish weren't biting there. 1-2. This will be the 9th and final meeting between these two teams in the month of June. They will only meet twice in July, once to start the month on July 2nd, and then the next time will be on July 22nd as the 1-2 is waved and a missed by Hogan for strike 3, set down for the second time tonight. And there are now 2 away here in this bottom of the third. Colin Montez is coming up to the plate. Montez steps in, 0 for 0 in this one, walked his first time around and eventually came around to score. As Montez trotting across home for the 6th time this year, digs into the left-handed batter's box. The 6'2 lefty Henry comes ready and he misses on his first pitch as it drifts away and is low as well for a ball. 1-0. 10 walks on the year now for Liam Henry. He struggled with his command at times tonight. This past year at Arkansas, he was 0-1, 4.30 ERA in 9 appearances, all of them in relief. He went 8 1/3 innings, and opponents hit just 200 against him as Montez hits one high in the air, third base side, and that one will drift out of play, foul. Henry allowed 6 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 8 walks, 7 strikeouts for the Razorbacks this past year, so 8 walks in 8 1/3. He had some control issues his freshman year down in Razorback territory. And having some again here tonight, he's allowed 4 free passes, 4 hits, and 4 runs as well for the Miners. As the 1-1 pitch, a breaking ball, good late movement there on the slider for strike 2 as it drops in front of the plate. 1-2 count now to Colin Montez. Runners at first and second, 2 down. 1-2 count, 4-0 lead for the Valley's finest here. They've put up crooked numbers in the first 2 innings and looking to do the same here as the 1-2 is lined hard to the right side towards the Miners bullpen, but foul as it drifts a little too far to the right. Good contact there by Montez, as we'll do it again. 1-2. Other ABL action tonight, the Pilots and the Oilers are squaring off. That game being played in Kenai, where the Miners will be starting July 3rd, and they will be there for 6 games through the 7th as Montez fouls another pitch hard into the stands over on the right side, and look out over there. Always got to be aware of those hard hit balls going into the stands. We almost saw a bat fly into the stands in last night's contest as Justin Cook of the Bucs lost the grip on it and nearly took out his teammate Taishi Nakawaki in the on-deck circle. Always got to be aware for flying objects, folks. They will get you. Bats, balls, doesn't matter. As the 1-2 pitch on the way to Montez is again fouled off to the left side, and this one is going to drift out of play and into the seats. So again, 1-2 now the count. Good battle brewing here from Montez. He's fouled 4 pitches off in this at-bat. The 7th pitch of this battle coming up, as Liam Henry looks to put up his first 0 on the mound in this one. Miners looking to put up crooked numbers again here in this bottom half of the third. They put up 2 in the bottom of the first and second. Montez digs in. Henry's ready. The 1-2 on the way is a little number down the third base line. It's going to stay fair. Henry picks it up, throws to first, and it's not in time. So Montez corkscrewed it off the end of the bat. I think both the catcher and the pitcher for the Bucs thought it was going to roll foul, but it had a weird topspin on it as it stayed on the infield grass in fair territory, and Montez is able to leg it out for a hit. That's what you call a swinging bunt there, folks, but at the end of the day, it's a single nonetheless, and it gets the job done. So Colin Montez picks up a hit, and the bases are now loaded for Eric Webb, who is 0 for 0 on the night, a walk and a catcher's interference in his last time around. So still no at-bats on the night here for Webb. He's reached base both times, however. Gets his third crack at it here at the third. First pitch is fouled straight back off the screen for strike 1. Webb, a .350 hitter, .451 on base percentage, .500 slugging. Has been a very positive addition to the Miners. Came in just a bit late here in the season. 1 homer, 17 RBIs, 4 doubles. The 0-1 pitch to him, a fastball that misses on the outer half and a little bit upstairs too. 1-1. Webb 9 for 11 now in stolen bases on the season. 11 strikeouts, 7 walks, 1 triple, 14 runs scored. The 5'8" outfielder steps in. Top of the order now up for the Miners as the 1-1 misses on the outer half of the plate for a ball. 2-1 is the count. And Nick, a walk is just as good as a hit here.
Yeah, Webb, you know, he's as good as it gets when it comes to seeing what is a strike and what's a ball. Already have a walk on the night. See what he can do here. Up 2-1 in the count.
Webb takes some practice hacks. He's ready in the right-handed batter's box. The 2-1 pitch is on the way, and it's fouled straight back again. So we're even. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The bases are juiced. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Miners in this one. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors for the Anchorage Bucs as the Miners have jumped out to another early lead here in Game 2 of this 4-game homestand, putting on a good show here for these Palmer faithful. As the 2-2 pitch on the way to Eric Webb is a breaking pitch that misses way outside, as Webb wouldn't have been able to hit that one with a telephone pole there. 3-2 is the count. So the runners will be going on the pitch with the bases loaded. 3-2 count and 2 down here. Henry back on the mound, looking to work his way out of a jam, but it won't be easy against Eric Webb, one of the premier hitters in the Alaska Baseball League thus far. 3-2 on the way is fouled straight back over the press box and out of play. 3-2 once again the count for Eric Webb, who hit .419 this past year at Central Missouri. 21 homers, 75 RBIs, 61 runs scored, slugged .847. One of the premier hitters in Division II this past year for the Mules. 3-2 again on its way, and it runs inside and plunks Webb right on the back. So Webb picks up an RBI. He still does not have any at-bats on the day. Here through 3 innings, he has now walked, reached on a catcher's interference, and has been hit by a pitch and gets an RBI. And now the pitching coach for the Bucs, Jerry McClanahan, is headed to the mound. There's a right-hander getting loose in the Bucs pen. It's now 5-0 Miners.
And yeah, he's been having some control issues so far, obviously. And back-to-back games where the starting pitchers for the Bucs have not been consistent as they have wanted, as the Miners are up 5-0 already on only 5 hits and countless number of walks and hit by pitches, and just little unforced errors like the catcher's interference in the second inning to, you know, extend the inning just a little bit longer. Now Kobe Boulware's up, fresh off the plane, 1 for 2 on the night with the single already. He's been seeing the ball greatly, and the situation, bases loaded, 2 outs. see what can happen here.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. McClanahan trying to buy some time for his bullpen out in the left field corner. Looks like a right-hander's getting loose. First pitch to Boulware on its way is hit well out toward left center field. Castillo drifting over to his left makes the catch for out number 3, and the side is retired. Miners leave 3 stranded, but they put another one on the board here in the bottom of the 3rd. They get 1 run on the hit by pitch from Eric Webb as he picks up his 18th RBI of the year. I'll hand it over to Nick Veland for the 4th, 5th, and the 6th innings. This has been Brandon Monty broadcasting you Matsu Miners baseball all season long. When we come back, Bucs coming to bat. Miners lead 5-0 after 3.
It's time to pull some red tickets.
And here we are in the top of the 4th inning. Miners lead this one 5-0. The 6, 7, 8 hitters are all due up for the Anchorage Bucs here in this inning, with Cole Tate to get things started for the Anchorage Bucs in this game. He walked in the 2nd inning. 1-0 pitch from Birdsell is in the dirt for ball 2. 2-0's the count now to Cole Tate. Bishop, Georgia native, attends University of Georgia, and batting .292 on the ABL season. The 2-0 pitch is lined foul, and the count will go to 2-1. Miners back-to-back great starts, which is something that we haven't seen a lot of, is them getting off to very big leads early on. The 2-1 pitch will miss inside for ball 3. 3-1 is the count now, as back-to-back games the Miners holding big leads against the Anchorage Bucs, up 5-0. Now in this one, the 3-1 pitch to Tate will miss high for ball 4, so Tate will take first to get the leadoff man on for the Anchorage Bucs. In all 3 innings for the Anchorage Bucs, they have left a man on third, as they have no runs so far through 3 innings, with a leadoff man on first, which will bring up Caden Hobson. Hobson, a native to Redlands, California. First pitch to him will miss outside for ball 1. 1-0 is the count. Birdsell ready. The 1-0 pitch will miss inside for ball 2. 2-0 is the count to Caden Hobson. As Birdsell's ready on the mound, he gets his sign, likes what he sees, looks over to Tate at first. Ready, kicks and deals. The 2-0 pitch will be in there for a call. Strike 1. 2-1's the count now. No outs with a runner on first in this top of the 4th inning. The Bucs have 0 runs on 1 hit and with 1 error, excuse me. The Miners have 5 runs on 5 hits and 0 errors. As Birdsell ready, the 2-1 pitch will miss for ball 3. So a hitter's count back-to-back for back-to-back batters, as Caden Hobson will be ahead in the count now, 3-1. Birdsell ready at the belt. The 3-1 pitch is grounded to shortstop Caden Hogan. He'll tap second. The throw to Williamson at first will be in time for a 6-3 double play, as he grounded that perfectly, able just to touch second himself in time for the first out. Fire over to Williamson over at first for the second out, and that leadoff walk is now erased as we bring up number 29, Justin Cook. Cook, a Virginia Beach native, as he has a walk in his first plate appearance. He takes the first pitch for ball 1, 1-0's the count, 2 outs now in the top of the 4th inning for Birdsell. The 1-0 pitch will be in there for a called strike 1. The count leaving up now at 1-1. Birdsell out of Willis, Texas, coming to this ballgame with a 4.36 ERA, as the 1-1 pitch is in there for a called strike 2. And so Cook now behind the count, now 1-2 to Brandon Birdsell. Birdsell gets the sign he wants. The 1-2 pitch will be in the dirt, and the count will even at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, as the Miners lead this ball game 5-0. Cook ready at the plate. Birdsell gets the sign he wants. Is ready, kicks and deals the 2-2. And will miss again in the dirt for ball 3. The count will go full to Justin Cook. Cook is a .231 hitter. Already walked so far in this ball game, as he now has run the count full. The 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down for Brandon Birdsell on the mound, as no hits, no runners left on, no errors, and no runs scored in the top of the 4th inning. As we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning, the Miners lead this one 5-0.
Leading off for the
2,
Miners,
3, 4 hitters all due up for the Miners here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. They have scored so far in every inning up until this one, as they lead the Bucs 5-0. Kirby, an Alpharetta, Georgia native, 1 for 1 on the night with a single and a walk. as a new pitcher for the Bucs toes the rubber as the first pitch will run inside and hit Kirby on the helmet as he'll take first base. Not how you want to start off your relief, as number 32 Robert Hamby is stepping in to pitch for the Anchorage Bucs. So a rough start there as the first pitch to Kirby will go inside and hit him on the helmet. So Kirby takes first, bringing up Aaron Walters. Walters 1 for 2 on the night with a line drive out in the second inning and a double in the first, as Kirby's getting checked out for a possible concussion over at first by the trainer, or just to make sure everything is okay on that one. Never been hit in the head with a 90+ mile an hour fastball, but I couldn't.
Well, he appears to be shrugging it off there. I think he's telling the trainer and the coach, like, yeah, I'm okay. Well, why would I be in danger? What just happened? What could have possibly injured me on that?
Yeah, good thing there's helmets now in this league.
Pretty casual there.
Yes.
I'll give him credit. I've never taken a 90-mile fastball from the temple. But hey, there's a helmet, but sometimes it can be a little more dangerous than that. But Kirby appears okay as he gets his lead from first.
Hamby, the first pitch to Walters, will miss for ball one. 1-0's the count. Hamby out of Demorest, Georgia. Attends Winthrop University there. And in the ABL season, he is 4-0 with a 3.86 ERA and 14 innings of pitch, as the 1-0 pitch will miss for ball two. 2-0's the count now. Kirby over at first. 1 for 2 so far on the season with stolen bases, as he takes his lead. Hamby ready. The 2-0 pitch will be lined down the third base line. That will stay fair, as that will go down towards the Bucs bullpen, as Kirby will take third and Walters will take second on his second double of the afternoon, putting runners on second and third for Cody Huff. Huff, Scottsdale, Arizona native, attended Scottsdale High School in Arizona, batted .443 for him, and so far on the night he is 1 for 1, where he singled and later scored in the third inning and walked in the first inning. So Hamby in his relief session not out to a great start, as he hit the first batter and doubled the second batter. So Cody Huff now to bat, a .304 hitter so far in this ABL season. Now with 2 runners in scoring position, Hamby toes the mound. The first pitch to him is grounded to shortstop Nakawaki. He'll throw to first in time for out number 1. The infield was playing in, so there's no advance in for any of the runners. So Huff is down on a ground out, a 6-3 ground out, as Drew Williamson will step up to the plate. He flew out in his 2 plate appearances. Only one of them will count because one of them was a sacrifice fly, as he'll get his third at bat here in this inning. Runners on second and third. The first pitch to Williamson, a curveball off-speed pitch, will be in there for a called strike 1. Aaron Walters at second, Justin Kirby at third, as the Miners lead this one 5-0. Hamby ready on the mound. The 0-1 pitch. Another off-speed pitch in there for a called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to Drew Williamson. Righty on lefty matchup. The 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3.
Well, great pitching there by Robert Hamby. Second and third, nobody down. Not a very pitcher favorable situation there, but a ground out and a strikeout here. Runners not able to move on these past two batters as Tanner Carlson steps in as the Miners look to avoid leaving two men on here.
Elk Grove, California native Tanner Carlson will step into the right-handed batter's box. So far on the night, he has grounded out and walked. So he's 0 for 1. Runners in scoring position now. The first pitch to him will be in there for a called strike one. Carlson so far batting 196 in a Miners uniform. Falls behind the count early with no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Miners have scored in every single inning so far. See if they can continue that trend as they have runners in scoring position. 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch off speed curves right in there for strike 2. Got him looking as the count will be in favor of Hamby on the mound with no balls, 2 strikes and 2 outs. Hamby gets the sign he wants, looks over to Kirby at third. The 0-2 pitch, and will go way behind Carlson. Kirby will score on the wild pitch, and Walters will move to third. So it appears the ball must have slipped out of Hamby's hand.
I guess that was a that one was about 10 feet away from the zone and then behind Carlson. That's one of the wildest pitches I think I've ever seen watching the game. Wow.
As Kirby will easily step on home plate, and the Miners will extend their lead to 6-0 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Carlson. The 2-2 pitch will miss in the dirt for ball 3.
I was just going to say he had thrown 5 straight strikes. I mean, he'd really been attacking these hitters, but clearly lost the grip on that one.
As the count will move to 2-2, excuse me. Walters at third. Carlson at the plate. The payoff pitch is grounded foul down the third base line. David Dennis will make the play as a third base coach, as the Miners will root him on in the dugout, as the count will remain 2-2. Walters takes his lead off of third. Miners extend their lead in this inning 6-0. As the 2-2 pitch is lined into left field. Looks like that's going to drop. And Aaron Walters will touch home plate. And the game is now a 7-0 ball game with an RBI single by Tanner Carlson. As Caden Hogan, Reno, Nevada native, will step in to the batter's box. Hogan got a hit in his 1 plate appearance last game. So far 0 for 2 in this ball game with 2 strikeouts. Will step in the batter's box with a runner on first. 2 outs. The first pitch to him will miss low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Long Beach State player Caden Hogan. Miners have scored 2 in this inning. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a called strike 1. The count leaving up at 1-1. First inning, Miners scored 2. Second inning, Miners scored 2. Third inning, Miners score 1. And now in this inning, the Miners scored 2 as they lead this one 7-0. The 1-1 pitch will miss outside for ball 2. 2-1's the count, and the Miners are really beating it on the Bucs now, as the Bucs stole a few early on in this season against the Miners, and so the Miners are seeking their revenge here. The 2-1 pitch will be in the dirt, and the count will go to a hitter's count to Hogan at 3-1. So the Bucs have the first place in their grasp right now, but the Matsu Miners are running right after it at 12-8, 2.5 games behind the Bucs, as the 3-1 pitch is grounded right back to Hamby on the mound. He'll run over to first, underhand it to Sullivan at first for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Miners scored 2 in the bottom half of the 4th inning, extending their lead to 7-0. As we go to the top of the 5th inning, Miners lead this one by a large margin. Birdsell going into his 5th inning of work as he started this ball game out, as he so far has pitched brilliantly through 4 innings, only allowing 1 hit on no runs so far in this ball game. He steps on the mound. The first pitch of the inning will be in there for a called strike 1 to shortstop Tashi Nakawaki, as he will step in and the count will go to even up at 1-1. Nakawaki so far in the night 0 for 1 with a pop out in the 2nd inning, as the 1-1 pitch will miss low for ball 2. 2-1 is now the count. As Torrance, California native Nakawaki will foul that one off, and the count will even up at 2-2. As Nakawaki has had a hit in 5 of the last 9 games, the 2-2 pitch will be check swung, but able to get it back in time as the count will go full at 3-2. Birdsell ready, the payoff pitch lined out of play, foul for a souvenir, as the count will remain full at 3-2. Nakawaki looking to get things going for the Bucs in this one as they trail 7-0. The 3-2 pitch is popped up. Caden Hogan appears to be under it. Tanner Carlson appears to be under it as he'll make the catch for out number 1.
Now batting, center field number 1.
So Nakawaki down on the 2nd time tonight on a pop-up, as we will go to the top of the lineup, Isaac Barrera. Barrera steps in the left-handed batter's box. The first pitch to him will run high for ball 1. 1-0 is the count, as Barrera has struck out in his first plate appearance. He grounds it over to second base. Will throw over to Williamson at first for the 2nd out of the inning. Great play there by Bulware to make the great stop and throw it over to first in time, as Barrera is a very speedy runner, and so no grounder can ever be a relaxed one with him running to first, as the first pitch to Chad Castillo now will be in there for a called strike 1.
88 pitches now on the night for Birdsell. He's pitched very effectively, but pitch count running up a bit due to a lot of foul balls and a lot of worked counts in like the 6 to 10 pitch range, and also 5 walks on the night. But Birdsell just 1 hit allowed, but this could be his last inning of work as we see a left-hander getting loose in the minor's pen.
1-1 pitch is grounded to Williamson over at first. He'll toss it over to Birdsell, and he'll step on first for the 3rd out of the inning. So 3 up, 3 down for the Bucs as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Miners lead this one 7-0. 9-1-2 hitters due up for the Miners in this bottom half of the 5th inning. They get off to a huge 7-0 start in this ball game. Colin Montez to lead things off for the Miners, as a new pitcher for the Anchorage Bucs is Michael Frias, as he'll look to toe the mound in relief, as the first pitch to Montez is swung on and missed for strike one. Frias is out of Irvine, California, attends UC Irvine University, as he pitched 4 innings with 3 runs in his last outing against the Miners, as he works the count even at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is fouled straight back, and the count will go to 1-2. Frias at UC Irvine had a season high of 6 strikeouts at University of California, Davis, as the 1-2 pitch will run outside for ball 2, and the count leaving at 2-2. Montez at the plate. The 2-2 pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike 3. So Frias off to a good start in his relief appearance, as the top of the lineup for the Miners, Eric Webb, will step up to the plate. Webb has not had an at-bat in this ballgame so far, as in his 3 plate appearances he walked, was hit by a pitch, and then a catcher interference, as the first pitch to him is popped up down the first base line. First baseman Ryan Sullivan is under it and makes the catch for a quick out, number 2. Kobe Boulware now to follow, as the Miners' streak of 4 straight innings of at least 1 run is looking to come to an end, as they lead this one 7-0. As Frias on the mound will kick and deal the first pitch to Boulware, as that runs inside in the dirt for ball 1. 1-0 is the count now. The 1-0 pitch to Boulware is lined into left field. That's high. That's going back, and that's off the wall. And Boulware is in with a stand-up double. So the inning's not over yet, as a well-hit ball to left field to bounce off the wall, and a stand-up double to Kobe Boulware. As Boulware's night is now 2 for 4. As Justin Kirby steps up to the plate, he's 1 for 1 on the night. As well, he has a walk and a hit by pitch. So Kirby steps in the right-handed batter's box. The first pitch to him is a check swing that is in there for a called strike 1. Boulware had a little bit of too much of a lead, but is able to get back to second in time, as the pickoff attempt was thrown by Caden Hobson behind the mound. But Boulware back in time. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs to Justin Kirby. Runner at second. Frias ready on the mound. The 0-1 pitch will miss outside for ball 1. The count leaving up at 1-1. As Frias gets ready, Boulware gets his lead off of second. Kirby ready at the plate. The 1-1 pitch runs inside and will miss for ball 2, and the count will go to 2-1. Sun just now going to the right of us. Wind's picking up a little bit as it starts to cool down. Good attendance tonight here at Herman Brothers Field. 694 here to watch the Matsu Miners. The 2-1 pitch is in there for a called strike 2. 2-2 is the count now, with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. So 694 here to watch the Matsu Miners currently lead the Anchorage Bucs 7-0 here in Palmer, Alaska. The 2-2 pitch is grounded fouled on the third base line, and the count will remain 2-2. Kirby so far batting .266 in the Miners uniform, as he had a solid game yesterday with a home run to be his 4th home run of the season, as the 2-2 pitch is popped up in the infield, as second baseman Cole Tate is under it and makes the catch for out number 3. So the Miners will leave 1 on 1 hit, no errors and no runs in the bottom half of the 5th inning. As we go to the top half of the 6th inning, the Miners lead this one 7-0. To the top of the 6th inning we go. Blake Payton will look to continue Brandon Birdsell's success through 5 innings of work, as he will toe the mound for the Matsu Miners here in the top of the 6th inning. Blake Payton 1-0 on the season with a 3.64 ERA with a 12 1/3 innings pitched. His last time out was against the Pilots, where he gave up 2 hits in 2 innings pitched with 2 earned runs, as he looks to face off now against the 3-4-5 hitters for the Anchorage Bucs, as Blake Paul will lead off for the Bucs in this inning. 0 for 2 on the night with a strikeout swinging and a fly out to right field, as Payton toes the mound, looks to get his sign, kicks and deals the first pitch to Paul, and the 6th inning is underway with a foul ball straight back to make the count 0-1. So a solid 5 innings of work from Brandon Birdsell. No runs with only 1 hit allowed, as the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and the count will go to 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is popped up, out of play, and the count will remain 0-2. As Brandon Birdsell leaves the game with 5 strikeouts, the 0-2 pitch from Payton runs inside and high for ball 1. 1-2 is the count. Other ABL action: the Anchorage Pilots and Oilers are facing off down in Kenai. The Pilots lead that one 5-1, as the 1-2 pitch is fouled straight back to the catcher, and the count will remain 1-2. As the ABL is emerging 3 top teams competing for first place: the Anchorage Bucs, the Matsuyamers, and the Anchorage Glacier Pilots, as the Oilers and Chinooks are slowly falling behind the crowd as the 1-2 pitch will run inside and the count will go to 2-2, as the Glacier Pilots have a 4.5 game lead against the Oilers, as the 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Good night, Blake Paul, as he'll walk back to the dugout as the first out of the inning.
25, Ryan Sullivan.
Ryan Sullivan now to make a plate appearance to face off against Blake Payton in this ball game. As Sullivan tonight is 0 for 1 with 1 strikeout. First pitch went by him with a called strike 1. Sullivan did not agree with that one, but the count will go to 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2, and Sullivan is now behind the count. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. The 0-2 pitch will miss just outside for ball 1. 1-2 is the count. Payton gets his sign, kicks and deals quickly. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed in the dirt, as Huff will tag Sullivan out for out number 2 on a drop third strike. And that will be the second out of the inning on the second straight strikeout by Blake Payton, bringing up Justin Vandenbrake, a native to Yakima, Washington. And tonight he's 0 for 2 with a pop out in the third and a strikeout in the second inning, as the first pitch will be outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Vandenbrake. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a called strike 1. The count leaving up at 1-1. Payton moving quickly here. The 1-1 pitch will miss outside for ball 2. 2-1 is the count now. Miners lead this one 7-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. Payton, the 2-1 pitch, run inside for a called strike 2, and we have 2s on the board. Number 2, Justin Vandenbrake, is at bat with 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Payton, the 2-2 pitch, is swung on and missed. And they'll throw over to first on the drop third strike. Will be in time for out number 3. So Payton will strike out the side here in the top of the 6th inning. 3 up, 3 down with no hits, no errors, no one left on, and no runs. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Miners lead this one 7-0. Aaron Walters to get things going here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, as the first pitch from Frias is outside for ball 1 to Aaron Walters. Walters tonight is 2 for 3 with 2 doubles, and he lined out in the 3rd inning as he's ahead in the count now, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch to him is grounded down the first base line. That will stay fair as Ryan Sullivan will make the play and touch first base himself for out number 1.
Now batting, your catcher, number 17.
As Cody Huff now to make his appearance in the bottom of the 6th inning, excuse me, as a quick out number 1 from Aaron Walters. As Huff looks to get things going here, as he is 1 for 2 on the night with a single, a walk, and a ground out. The first pitch to him will run inside for ball 1. 1-0 is the count. 1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. The 1-0 pitch from Frias is missing low for ball 2. 2-0 is the count, as Huff will get ahead early. Huff batting .304 coming into this ball game. The 2-0 pitch is lined down the third base line, but just foul, as the count will go to 2-1. As he made some solid contact with that one, just got out in front of it by a little bit, as the count will move to 2-1. The 2-1 pitch to him is a check swing. Umpire says he didn't go. No appeal. Will appeal now. First base umpire says he did not go around, and the count will go to 3-1. Frias ready, kicks and deals the pitch. It's grounded down the third base line. That will stay fair as Cook will make the play. The throw to first way over Ryan Sullivan's head and will go out of play, so Huff will take second on the error on third baseman Jeremy Cook.
Now batting, your first baseman, number 35.
Excuse me, that's Justin Cook over at third. And Huff will take second on that play. And we'll have a runner in scoring position for Drew Williamson. Williamson 0 for 3 in this ball game. And the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. 0-1 is the count. Now 1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Cody Huff is at second. Williamson at the plate. Michael Frias is on the mound. Frias ready at the belt. Looks over to Huff at second. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. Making Williamson get on a knee there, as the count will go to 0-2. Miners have the day off tomorrow, but they're back in action here on Monday against the Chinooks. And rounding up that home series on Tuesday, they'll face off against the Bucs. As the 1-2 pitch will be in there for a called strike 3, as Williamson is rung up on strikes for the second time
Your third baseman, number 8.
in this ball game.
Carlson.
Elk Grove, California native Tanner Carlson up at the plate now, as he is 1 for 2 on the night with a single, a walk, and a ground out. He'll now look to possibly score another insurance run for the Miners with a runner in scoring position. The first pitch to him is popped up. Right fielder Justin Vandenberg running over to it and makes the catch for out number 3. So the Miners will leave 1 on 1 hit, 1 error, and no runs in the bottom half of the 6th inning. As we go to the top half of the 6th inning, I'm handing it back over to Brandon Monty to close things out in this ball game. As the Miners lead 7-0, it has been our pleasure to broadcast you Matsu Miners baseball games throughout the rest of the season, as Monty will finish this out here at Herman Brothers Stadium.
Another new pitcher coming in as the Miners bullpen getting their work in here in this 7-0 ball game. The Miners jumped ahead early and have not looked back, scoring all 7 of their runs in the first 4 innings of this one, as Nolan Monahan is on the mound, and his first pitch to Cole Tate paints the outside corner for strike 1. Second appearance on the year for the 6'1", 165-pound southpaw from Wasilla, Alaska, as the 0-1 pitch on the way to Cole Tate just misses off the outside corner, so the count even 1-1. Monahan, no decisions on the year, 13.50 earned run average, 2 innings of work, opponents hitting .222 against him as he's working from the right side of the rubber. The 1-1 pitch on the way to Tate runs inside, 2-1 the count. In his only appearance of the season, back on June 21st against the Oilers, he went 2 innings, giving up 3 earned runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, and had 2 punch-outs as the 2-1 pitch is grounded hard over towards the third base coach and skips by him foul towards the Bucs bullpen out in left field, where 2 right-handers are getting loose. 2-2 now the count to open up this top half of the 7th, as the Miners looking right in the face of their 13th victory on this 2019 season. Monahan ready from the stretch. 2-2 is on the way. It's grounded over to third. Carlson bobbles it, now throws over to first, and his recovery is not quite in time. Took a tough hop on him there as he's unable to make the play. So an error there for Tanner Carlson, unable to corral that grounder, and Tate reaches base for the 3rd time tonight. He walked twice in his first 2 plate appearances and now reaches on an error. So Caden Hobson digs in, the left-hander. Be a lefty-lefty matchup here in this second batter of the top of the 7th. Just 1 hit on the night for these Anchorage Bucs. They've had 7 base runners, 5 of which have come from walks. Tate gets his lead from first. Monahan deals first pitch to Hobson, bounces in front of Huff, gets away from him to the left side, and Huff had some trouble locating that ball, but is able to pick it up as Tate moves over to second base. Monahan strutting back to the mound. Has been a member of the Miners now for 3 seasons. It's 3rd year here in Palmer. No decisions, 2.84 ERA in 5 appearances last year for the Valley's finest. He had 2 starts, including opening day last year where he got the win, as the 1-0 pitch misses upstairs for a ball. 2-0 now to Redlands, California native Caden Hobson. One of 6 Bucs hitters entering today's contest, hitting above 300. The Bucs 267 average as a team. That is 1st in the Alaska Baseball League. 2-0 pitch from Monahan on the way is a called strike 1 at the knees. So 2-1 now. Hitters count for Hobson. Runner at second. Nobody down. 2-1 count as Cole Tate is able to reach on the first error of the year from Tanner Carlson. Monahan still working from the stretch. The 6-1 lefty comes set at the belt. The 2-1 is on the way, and it's grounded over to second. Bullware charges it, picks it up, throws over to first in time. Cole Tate moves over to third. Hobson is retired for out number 1. So runner on third here, 1 out, and coming up to bat is the third baseman, Justin Cook. Cook 0 for 1, walked his first time around and then struck out in inning number 4, his 3rd appearance here on the day. The Bucs left 5 men on base in the first 3 innings of this game, but have not left anyone on in the last 3 innings. In fact, they had just 1 base runner from the 4th through the 6th inning on a walk. First pitch on the way to Justin Cook is in the dirt. Good block, though, by Cody Huff. So that's a ball, 1-0. Final game of the month of June here for the Mat-Su Miners. They'll play 23 games in the month of July this season, as the 1-0 pitch to Cook is lined over to short. Caden Hogan collects it on the 1-hop. The run will score. Hogan throws over to first and retires Cook for the out. But in the meantime, 1 run comes across to score on the RBI ground out from Justin Cook. That's his 9th RBI of the season, and the Bucs are on the board as they cut the deficit to 6. It's now 7-1. As a first pitch to Taishi Nakawaki, grounded over to short, and he throws over to first as one shortstop grounds out to the other for the third and final out of the inning. Good glove work there by Caden Hogan. Bucs strike for one in the top of the seventh, but Monahan able to limit them to just one. It's stretch time here at Herman Brothers Field. Miners up 7-1. New pitcher on the mound for the Anchorage Bucs in the bottom of inning number 7. The Miners coming to bat. It'll be Colton Rendon as both teams going deep into their bullpen this evening as they'll get their relievers some work here. Rendon, no decisions on the year, 0.75 earned run average in 12 innings of work. He's been the closer for this Bucs squad. He's the Alaska Baseball League leader in saves with 5 of them, but he's getting some mop-up work here in Palmer this evening. Definitely not a safe situation for the Bucs tonight as they trail the Miners 7-1. The Bucs striking in the top half of the 7th for the first time this evening, but offensively it's been a rough go at it for the Black and Gold over these past 2 games. Just 3 runs over these last 2 contests now. Caden Hogan digs in for the Miners. First pitch to him is grounded over to third base. Up with it is Brofin, throws over to first in time for out number 1. So Brofin subbed into the game for Cook at third and immediately gets some work in the field as Hogan is set down on the 5-3 ground out. Colin Montez coming up to the dish for the Miners. This is the Miners' last game in the month of June, and with the way this one is going, the Valley's finest will finish this 6th month of the year 13-8. Last year they were 14-9 in the month of June. They actually went 13-8 in July, the 2018 squad, as the first pitch to Montez, a fastball that's right there down the middle for a called strike 1. On the evening, Montez is 1 for 2, a walk, an infield single, and a strikeout, facing Rendon for the first time here this evening as the right-hander working from the stretch deals 0-1, and a fastball misses above the letters for ball 1. Count even 1-1. Again, with a win tonight, the Miners would pull to within a game and a half of the Anchorage Bucs for first place in the Alaska Baseball League. Rendon again comes set at the letters, working deliberately as the 1-1 pitch of fastball that misses off the outside part of the plate. 2-1 the count. Rendon on the year, making his 9th appearance, opponents hitting 122 against him. He had 9 saves for the Winthrop Eagles in 9 attempts this past year out of the Big South Conference, as the 2-1 pitch by Montez is lined straight back above the press box out of play. 2-2 count. Reminder, folks, a foul ball can do some serious damage to your car. You can always visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more information. Rendon is ready. The 2-2 pitch on the way to Montez is a check swing. They appeal down to third, and the third base umpire says no, he didn't, as he's able to hold off in time. 3-2 now, full count for Colin Montez. Montez has worked the count full now in 3 of his 4 plate appearances tonight as he steps into the left-handed batter's box. Rendon is ready. Comes set. Full count offering is on its way, and it's waved and a missed for strike 3. So Montez set down on strikes for the second time tonight, and that's the second out of the bottom of the 7th as we head back to the top of the order with Eric Webb, who is 0 for 1. Webb definitely going to get a bolster in the on-base percentage tonight. He's walked, reached on a catcher's obstruction, was hit by a pitch which drove in a run, and then he popped out in foul ground to first base his last time aboard. Looking for his first hit of the evening. Rendon is ready as the 6'4 right-hander deals, and it looks like a two-seam fastball that catches the outside part of the plate for a called strike 1. Rendon on the year, 14 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 run, it was earned, and he's only allowed 5 hits in 12 innings of work. Has been one of the most effective, if not the most effective reliever in the Alaska Baseball League, as the 0-1 a breaking pitch that catches the outside corner for a called strike 2 as Webb digs back in, looking to get something going here for the Miners. They haven't scored since the 4th inning, 2 zeros in the 5th and the 6th, but they still lead it 7-1. Rendon is ready. The 0-2 pitch on the way, a waste pitch as he tried to get Webb to chase, but too far outside. 1-2 now the count. Rendon this past year at Winthrop, the 6'4", 225-pounder in his junior year, went 3-3, 3.31 ERA, and 35 1/3 innings of work. He had 27 appearances, all of which were from the bullpen. 1-2 on the way to Webb, misses off the outside corner, and a 2-2 count now to the St. Peters, Missouri native, who is batting in the leadoff spot for the Miners for the 15th consecutive game. He hit in the 2 spot in his Miners debut, but has since been moved to the 1 spot in the lineup. 2-2 pitch is on the way to Webb, and it misses low, so Webby has worked the count full here. 3-2, good discipline by the Miners leadoff hitter. Webb still looking for that first hit in these past 2 games as he tries to up the ante against the Bucs this year. 8 hits on the night for the Miners. Rendon is ready. 3-2 pitches on the way, and it bounces off the catcher to the backstop for ball 4. So Eric Webb reaches base for the 4th time tonight, his 2nd via a walk. As he's shown good discipline at the dish, he now has 9 walks on the season, and Kobe Boulware, one of the newest additions to the Miners, is coming up. Boulware, one of 3 players added to the Miners roster this past week, the others being catcher Robbie Brew from Castro Valley, California, and relief pitcher Tom Barnhouse from Lansing, Kansas, by way of Wichita State University. Boulware digging in. He's doubled, singled, and flown out twice tonight, 2 for 4, as he's got his first multi-hit game as a Miner, as the first pitch to him misses upstairs, 1-0. Boulware's been making pretty solid contact tonight, Nick. He's got 2 line drives and 1 that was almost a hit out to center, but Isaac Barrera made the catch at the tip of his feet there. 1-0 the count. Runner on first, 2 outs. The pitch to Boulware on its way, a fastball that paints the inside part of the plate for strike 1.
And when Boulware gets on base, he's as fast as they get, and he'll steal bases left and right, no problem. So he's doing his job so far as a Miner, just getting solid hits and getting on base.
Boulware led TCU his freshman year with 24 stolen bases as the 1-1 pitch to him misses away for ball 2. Boulware had to sit out this past year for Arkansas due to NCAA transfer rules, but he'll get his first cracks at it next year with the Razorbacks. He hit .278 in 54 games at TCU in the 2018 season. Digs into the right-handed batter's box. Rendon comes set at the letters. The 6'4 righty deals, and the pitch is flown to the right side, and this one will drift foul and out of play. A reminder, folks, with all of this beautiful summer weather, It's the perfect time to get out to the course and practice your golf game. The Palmer Golf Course is the perfect opportunity to work on your game on the links. It is located right in the heart of Palmer, just about 2 miles from Herman Brothers Field. Call 907-745-4653 for more information. Rendon is ready. Webb gets his lead from first. Two's on the board. The 2-2 pitch is on its way, and it's hit well out to right center field. Barrera running quickly to his left makes the catch in the gap for out number 3. So good glove work there by Barrera to retire the side. Miners leave one on base in the 7th. After 7, the Valley's finest still lead it 7-1. Top of the order coming up for the Anchorage Bucs, and the 4th pitcher for the Miners coming on to work the top of inning number 8. It's going to be right-hander Grant Sloan. Sloan, number 36, just finished his sophomore year at Indiana University, the home of the Hoosiers. Sloan, a native of Zionsville, Indiana, a 6'4", 190-pound righty. He's 1-2 on the year, ERA 6 in 6 innings of relief. This is his 7th appearance. First pitch to Barrera is slapped over to short, but great glove work by Caden Hogan. Drifting to his right, Barrera hit it right into the shift. Hogan was playing much farther to the right than usual, playing to his right for the slap, hitting Barrera as he corrals the line drive. And 1 pitch, 1 out for Sloan here to start the top half of inning number 8. So Barrera set down, and coming up to bat is Chad Castillo as he takes the first pitch low for a ball, 1-0. Sloan has allowed 6 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks. Opponents hitting .294 against him as the 1-0 pitch is grounded back up the middle, and Castillo reaches base for the 2nd time today, his 2nd single of the evening, as he's now 2 for 4. As the Bucs' second hitter continues to give problems to the Miners. He's been hitting well against the Valley's finest all year, and the Bucs have a base runner here, 1 on, 1 out, and coming up, the powerful Blake Paw. Blake Paw in the night has struggled, 0 for 3, flown out to deep right, and has struck out swinging his last 2 at-bats. As the first pitch to Paw is at the knees on the outside corner for a called strike 1, and I don't think Paw was in favor of that call, but regardless, he's down 0-1. Middle infield in double play def. Sloan back out on the mound. The 6'4" right-hander kicks and deals, and paw way out in front and on top of that breaking pitch, and he's down in the count 0-2. Grant Sloan was at Virginia before transferring to Indiana in his home state. His grandfather is Jerry Sloan, the legendary longtime head coach of the Utah Jazz, as the 0-2 pitch misses in the dirt and gets to the backstop as Huff is able to track it down, and Castillo moves into scoring position here with one man out. So 1-2 the count now to Blake Paw. Sloan allowed a run in his last outing of relief against the Pilots, but before that had not given up a run in his previous 3 outings. As he steps back out onto the mound, he was 2-3 with a 5.01 ERA at Indiana this past year in 23 appearances, 23 1/3 innings. As the 1-2 pitch is waved at and missed, and that's the hat trick. 3 strikeouts on the night for Blake Paw as he is set down for the 4th time for out number 2. As Sloan looks to leave another runner stranded for the Bucs here. They have 5 on the night, but none in the past 4 innings. As coming up to bat is Ryan Sullivan, a cleanup hitting first baseman. Sullivan 0 for 2 on the night, a walk and 2 punch-outs. The 3 and 4 hitters for the Bucs have not been doing too well, but now Sullivan gives this one a pretty good ride out to left center field. Back is Webb. He looks up, and this ball is gone. Ryan Sullivan leaves the yard to deep left center field. He gave that one a pretty good ride. Sullivan leaves the yard now for the 3rd time on the season, and the Bucs pull to within 4. It's 7-3.
That might have been our farthest ball hit here at Herman Brothers year in the season.
That was no ordinary home run. That was to one of the deepest parts of the yard out towards left center.
And that still cleared it by a good bit.
Certainly did, as the Miners still holding a 7-3 advantage as Sloan deals to Justin Vandenbrink, and he fouls one off to the right side, and this one is going to drift into the seats out in the right field corner towards the Miners bullpen. So Grant Sloan looking to work his way out and limit the damage to just 2. The Bucs have now scored in each of the last 2 innings. Ryan Sullivan's now got 17 RBIs to his credit on the year, as the 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike 2. So Sloan just 1 strike away from getting out of this top of the 8 with just the 2 runs allowed. Justin Vandenbrink on the evening is 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a pop-out. Sloan from the windup, the 0-2 on its way is a breaking pitch that misses outside, 1-2. Reminder, folks, the Miners have tomorrow off and will be back here on Sunday afternoon to Monday, to face off against the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. As the 1-2 pitch, a breaking ball, Vandenbrink thought about it but laid off. 2-2 is now the count. Vandenbrink entered this game a .311 hitter. 5 runs scored, 5 RBIs, 3 doubles, 2 homers, 4 walks. Sloan is ready. The 2-2 on the way, and it misses outside and goes to the backstop. So we're full now, 3-2. As Sloan looking to keep Vandenbrink in check here and not lose him after starting the at-bat 0-2. Vandenbrink hit .398 this past year at Tacoma Community College. 8 homers, 60 RBIs as the 3-2 pitch is lined to right field, and it drops in front of Justin Kirby for a base hit. So the 3rd hit of the inning for the Bucs. No action going on in the Miners bullpen out in the right field corner. 7-3 ball game still in favor of the Valley's finest as Cole Tate is stepping up. 6th batter to come to the plate here for the Bucs in the top half of inning number 8 as Tate digs back in. He's reached base all 3 times he's come to the plate today, twice on a walk and once on an error in his last trip. In the last inning, in the 7th, he led off the 7th in an error on 3rd baseman Tanner Carlson. First pitch to Tate is a fastball at the knees for a called strike 1. Most of the crowd here at Herman Brothers Field has stuck around for the late parts of the game. 694 the official attendance tonight. 7-3 the score as the 0-1 pitch misses low for a ball, 1-1. Other ABL action, the Pilots and the Oilers squaring off out in Kenai. As we'll get a score update on that for you real soon, as the 1-1 pitch swung on and missed for strike two. Snap throw down to first is not quite in time, as Vandenbrake able to trot back into first. In the top of the 7th, the Anchorage Glacier Pilots lead the Peninsula Oilers 6-4, but still a lot of baseball left to play in that one. Sloan is ready. The 1-2 pitch on the way is just off the outside part of the plate. Tough to lay off, but 2-2 is the count, as Tate was able to show good discipline there. 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on first. Sloan looks to work his way out of a jam here. 7-3 the score, Miners in the lead. Sloan is ready. The pitch, and it just misses off the outside corner again, so a full count now, 3-2. Cole Tate stepping in. Is ready in the right-handed batter's box. 3-2 on the way is a called strike 3, as the breaking pitch catches the outer half of the plate and the side is retired. Bucs get 2 more on a 2-run homer from Ryan Sullivan. Bottom of the 8th is coming up. Miners coming to bat. They lead it 7-3. Pinch hitter coming up to start the bottom of the 8th for the Miners. It'll be number 18, Sam Thompson, who has missed the last 5 games with a hip abductor injury. He suffered last week in a game against the Oilers, came up limping on a single to right, and he's greeted with a warm ovation here from his teammates as they try to give him a little boost here in his first at-bat back from injury. Colton Rendon back out on the mound for the Bucs as he comes set, working slowly here. First pitch to Thompson is swung on and fouled straight back over the press box, out of play. Reminder, folks, a foul ball, it can do some damage to your car. You can always visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more details. 0-1 count now to Sam Thompson. Rendon gets his sign and deals, and the pitch is grounded to third. Up with it is Braxton Brofin, throws across the diamond to first, and Thompson is set down. 5-3 ground out there for the first out of the inning.
Now batting, your designated hitter.
Coming up to bat is the designated hitter, the cleanup man, Aaron Walters, as he struts up to the plate. He's had himself a pretty good evening thus far, 2 for 4 with 2 doubles. An RBI double back in the first inning and then scored in the 4th. He's also lined out to the shortstop and grounded out to first. Rendon looking to cruise through the Miners lineup here and keep the deficit where it's at, as the first pitch is waved at and missed by Walters. A fastball, couldn't quite catch up to it, as the count now 0-1. Again, a reminder on other ABL action, it is 6-4 Pilots in the top of the 7th as they lead the Peninsula Oilers out in Kenai. 7-3 ball game here. Miners in the lead as Walters fouls an 0-1 fastball straight back off the screen, and 0-2 now the count. Walters has done pretty well this year against the Anchorage Bucs. He has now reached base in every game he's played against Anchorage this season. 0-2 count, nobody on, 1 out. Rendon ready, the pitch on its way, and it's a changeup that misses low. Good eye there from Walters as the count is now 1-2. Wally, a Kerrville, Texas native, just finished his sophomore year at Texas A&M where he batted .213, 7 runs scored, 6 RBIs, 6 walks to his credit as well. Walters digs into the left-handed batter's box. The 1-2 pitch on the way is a fastball that paints the outside corner for a called third strike. So Walters set down. He's now 2 for 5 on the evening. So nobody on, 2 outs. And coming up is Cody Huff. Huff, the young gun on this Matsu Minor team, was drafted in the 32nd round of this past year's MLB draft by the Tampa Bay Rays. As he steps back up for the 5th time on the evening, he's 1 for 3 with a run scored and a walk. He singled and later scored back in the 3rd inning. Rendon is ready as the 6'4 right-hander deals as the first pitch, a fastball that misses outside and bounces off the glove of Caden Hobson to the backstop for ball 1. Temperature has cooled down a little bit here. A lot of cloud coverage, still in the upper 70s with a good amount of humidity. Temperature reading 77 degrees. Rendon comes set from the middle of the rubber. The 1-0 pitch on the way. A fastball, and this one catches the outside corner for strike 1. Huff, a very productive season at Scottsdale High School this past year. .443 hitter, 2 triples, 11 homers, 39 RBIs, 38 runs scored, 10 doubles, and will be headed to Stanford in the fall. The 1-1 pitch to him is a breaking ball that just misses off the inside part of the plate. So Huff ahead in the count now, 2-1, with Drew Williamson in the on-deck circle and Tanner Carlson to follow if it gets to them. 2-1 the count, nobody on, 2 outs. Huff digs back in, righty on righty matchup as Huff pops one up high in the air down the right field line. Vandenbrink drifts over to his left, is under it, and makes the catch for out number 3, and the side is retired. Miners go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 8th. They'll have a chance to put the finishing touches on their 3rd straight victory in the top of the 9th as they lead the Anchorage Bucs 7-3. Fifth pitcher coming on for the Miners tonight. It'll be closer Jacob McInerney. Not a save situation for the Athens, Alabama native, but still just trying to get some work here and close it out as the first pitch is blooped out in foul ground past third, but good range there by Tanner Carlson to set down Hobson for the first out of the inning. So one pitch, one out for McNary to start the ninth inning, as coming up to bat for the Bucs will be Braxton Brofin, who subbed into third defensively 2 innings ago and will now get crack at it here. Brofin struggling at the dish, 148 hitter, 14 strikeouts on the year, 1 for 9 with 5 punch-outs against the Miners, as Brofin swinging on the first pitch and lifts one out to right field, and Eric Webb is underneath it and makes the catch for out number 2. So the Bucs down to their last out, as it doesn't get much easier. 2 pitches, 2 outs to start the top of the ninth for Jacob McNary, who's making his 8th appearance on the year. No decisions, 0 ERA in 8 innings of work. Second in the ABL this year with 4 saves, and has not allowed a walk in his last 4 outings. He's had pretty good control of the zone. Just 1 walk this year in 7 appearances. He's allowed 5 hits, opponents hitting 179 against him, as the pitch on its way is a strike on the first pitch of the at-bat to Taishi Nakawaki, who is the last chance for the Bucs here in this top of the ninth. McNary looks to keep cruising, goes into his windup. 0-1 pitch misses in the dirt, his first ball. 1-1 the count, just 4 pitches now in his 3rd batter of the inning. McNary comes set at the belt, is ready. 1-1 pitch on the way, paints the outside corner for a called strike 2, and the Bucs are down to their final strike, as the Miners are staring right in the face of a 3rd consecutive victory. McNary ready, the 1-2 pitch on the way is chopped over to third and foul. So we'll do it again, 1-2. McNary, a fastball that tops out in the low 90s. Also a slider that gets up to about the high 70s to low 80s. McNary working quickly, 1-2 on the way, is in the dirt for ball 2. So count even now, 2-2. McNary will not pick up the save in this situation. It has to be 3 or less runs in order to do so, as the 2-2 paints the outside corner for strike 3, and the ball game is over. The Matsu Miners pick up their 3rd consecutive victory, and they beat the Anchorage Bucs for the 2nd straight night to pull within a game and a half of first place in the Alaska Baseball League. The Bucs fall to 15-7. The Miners now 13-8. Our final score from Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska. The Miners go home victorious again, 7-3. Tonight's final, we'll have post-game interviews for you coming up shortly. The Bucs finish the game 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. The Miners 7 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Winning pitcher in tonight's contest, Brandon Birdsell. He picks up his 2nd victory on the year, improves to 2-0. The loss is charged to Liam Henry, who is now 1-2. Again, post-game interviews are coming up shortly. That'll just about do it from here. Alongside Nick Veland, this has been Brandon Monty on the broadcast home of the Matsu Miners, YouTube Live. You can catch all games, home and away, all season long here on YouTube Live. The Miners a winner over the Anchorage Bucs, 7-3. Welcome in, everybody, to part one of the Matsu Miners post-game show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. I'm Brandon Monty, joined by assistant coach David Dennison. David, after all those close losses to the Bucs to start the year, all those nail-biters, how good does it feel for your team to come out here and get two big victories this weekend against your rivals?
Yeah, it feels really good. Feels really good to score against this team early and often in the games. Playing a couple one-run games and losing against them early in the season wasn't ideal for us, but our offense started clicking and found a couple of things that worked against these two pitchers the last couple of days, so it was really nice to score early.
So the season is already about halfway over. It's hard to believe how quickly it's going. How would you assess the first half of the year? Can you give me some strengths and weaknesses for the team, things that they've done well and things they can work on in the second half?
Yeah, I'd say our starters is a big strength to the team. Our starters are finally starting to take us deeper into ball games with a good back end of the bullpen supporting us, so we're really starting to click there. And our offensive struggles that you guys saw early in the year, those are finally starting to get ironed out too. The guys are actually starting to get good pitch recognition and starting to hit really well, so we're happy with how things are progressing, and I think we're right where we need to be at this point in the season.
Your first year as a coach up here for the Miners. Is it your first time in Alaska? And if so, how are you enjoying Palmer and just the state of Alaska as a whole?
Yeah, it is my first time in Alaska, being that it is my first year. I've never vacationed up here. It's really nice up here. The community support is amazing. Everyone treats us really well, and surprisingly, the weather is a whole lot better than I thought it would be. I thought it would be a lot colder. I packed for weather that was a lot colder, so it's actually nice that we're getting this really good weather here.
Yeah, you're not alone there. Definitely been one of the hottest summers in Alaska in recent memory from what we've heard. Fans, as head coach David Dennis after the Miners' 7-3 victory. Thank you for listening to part one of the post-game show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Nick Velan will be joined alongside player of the game Brandon Birdsell in just a few moments. Coach, thank you for the interview. Glad to have you up here.
Thanks for having
and
me.
we'll have Brandon Birdsell in the booth here shortly.
Welcome everyone to the post-game show. Nick Velan alongside player of the game, Brandon Birdsell. Brandon, you pitched 5 innings of work tonight. Just walk me through how you attacked those 5 innings tonight.
Through the first time through the order, I pretty much just starting off with fastballs, trying to get ahead, and then I pretty much just tried to dominate with the fastball, and then would go to the off speed if I needed it. Off speed wasn't working that well, so we kind of just stuck with the fastball tonight, and luckily they just didn't put the barrel on the ball.
For the first 3 innings, the Bucs had runners on at third base, and you were able to work your way out of it. How did you attack with runners in scoring position?
I just focused on making my pitch and not really worrying about the runners. Things were in my favor, and so it went my way. Plus, I was kind of mad because I let those runners get on all on my walk, so it just drove me more to throw strikes and execute my pitches.
So this is our first time with us. How is your first summer collegiate season
It's
working
great.
out for you?
It's great. There's nothing more I could ask for. Great weather, great baseball, great competition, so can't complain too much.
And how do you feel that you're able to pitch this well with your parents in the stands tonight?
Oh man, there was not a better time. I wish I didn't have as many walks, so I could have gone a little bit longer for them. But they'll send me one more time, so hopefully I can do it again for them. I know they were proud.
All right. Joining alongside me is player of the game, Brandon Birdsell. Tomorrow the Miners have the day off, but action will continue on Monday as the Miners face off against the Chinooks right here at Herman Brothers Field. We hope you can join us here on YouTube Live. And that'll do it for our ball game. Miners win this one 7-3 against the Bucs. We hope to see you guys on Monday.